Welcome to the 14th video in this series, making a 2D swarm shooter with C++ and Raylib. So the past few videos on the series I think have been quite complicated, and you might be glad to know this one I think is going to be pretty straightforward and a little bit shorter than the others as well. I'd like to improve how the enemies are spawning in. We've got two main issues at the moment. One of those is the enemies can actually spawn directly on top of the player or very close. That's not so good, I don't think, for the gameplay. The other one is they all spawn in instantly as well. I'd like to stagger them a little bit. So we'll start off in the enemy manager then. And below the spawn function, let's add one for spawn batch. And then we'll take here the count, so the number of enemies we want to spawn. And then let's get this and go into the implementation. And below the init here, we'll add in our implementation for this function. So the way we're going to do this is basically have a little bit of a pause between each of the enemies that we spawn in. Let's go back to the header file and add in some variables to deal with this. So we'll add in a stagger interval. So that's the amount of time we're going to wait between enemies being spawned in. And then we'll add ourselves a stagger timer, as we've done in other classes, to keep track of the time elapsed. And then we'll add ourselves an integer, which can be the batch remaining. And that can be 0. Going to the implementation then, inside the spawn batch, we can set our batch remaining to be equal to count. And then we can set our stagger timer to be equal to 0.0f. Then let's add a trace log so we can see that the enemy manager has been told to queue a certain batch of enemies. Now the spawning is going to be controlled via the update function, which is going to keep track of this stagger timer. So inside the enemy update here, before we do the update calls on the enemies themselves, what we can do is control the spawnings. We'll first of all check if we actually have something remaining. So we'll say then if our batch remaining is greater than 0, then we have something that we need to spawn. So we can get our stagger timer and we can take off the delta time. And if our stagger timer is now less than 0, then we can set our stagger timer to be equal to the stagger interval. And we can decrement the batch remaining. Now initially the stagger timer is 0, so effectively we'll wait 1 frame before we then start spawning the first enemy. Then what we want to do is we want to spawn. So we'll invoke our spawn. We need to give that a vector2, and we want to select then a random position. Now we're already doing this, I think, inside the main, aren't we? So if we scroll up a little bit here, we can see we have the random floats here. So I'm going to take this code, copy that, go back to the enemy manager and drop that in here. Now, I'm not sure we actually have either of these. Let's click on this and include the game config. And this, do we already have this at the top? This is in our utils, isn't it? I'm going to include it at the top here, swarm utils, and that will then add an enemy into the game. And on the end here, we need a semicolon. So now we should be able to use this to spawn in our enemies rather than what we're doing already in the main.cpp. So back in the main.cpp then, instead of doing this, we can delete it and change it for enemies dot and spawn batch. And I'll put 12. So let's run the game. Now with just 12 of them and a big map, it might be we don't really see anything actually with the delays at all. So let's have a look at what we do get then. So I'm going to move away and spawn in. So I'll press L. Oh, there we go. We've got one and we've got others. Yeah, we can see there is a bit of staggering going on with spawning them in. I'm going to close that down and maybe up this actually to 24 and then press 5 to run that again. I also noticed down here as well that they were coming in one after the other down inside the console here as well. I'm going to up that a little bit. So let's try pressing L and yeah, I can see them being activated down in the terminal down the bottom there. There we go, it's just finished. Cool, excellent. So I'll press Q to close that down. That staggered the swarming a bit. Obviously we could speed it up as well. And that's something we'll be tuning later on when we put all the config into the game. The next thing I'd like to do to improve things is stop the enemy manager spawning things right next to the player because it's a little bit unfair. So we'll go to the enemy manager.hpp and inside the private section here, let's add ourselves a function called pickSpawnPoint that returns a vector2. We can grab hold of this and go into the implementation. And where shall we put this? We'll put this above the spawn batch, shall we? Basically, what we're going to do is hard code a minimum distance that we need to be away from the player for a spawn point to be valid. So what we're going to do is we're going to put a constant in here, and that's going to be the minimum distance that our new random point has to be away from the player. And again, like we did in the previous video, we're going to use the vector2 distance squared for this. So let's square this value. So we have our min distance squared, and we can use that for the measuring. I explained already, I think, in a previous video as to why we're using the squared and not the distance. What we'll do then is get the player's position. And we're going to get red lines here because we haven't included the player at the top. We were just predefining it. So what we'll do then is we'll include the player. And we're also going to need array math. So I'll copy this and paste this and put array math. Let's define a new vector2, which is going to be our candidate point. And then, as I said, we're going to do this a little bit crudely. We're going to do a do while loop. So we'll have while. And this is going to be then the vector2 distance squared of our candidates and the player position is less than our min distance squared. So if any point we find is within this distance squared, then we're going to ignore it. So we can say here then that the candidate.x is equal to, and I'm going to scroll down and grab hold of this random float. Where are you? It's this one here. And scroll back up again, and then do the same for the y and the map height. So what we should have at the end of this is a candidate that's a certain distance from the player, at least 250 pixels. So we can return our candidate. And then we can make use of this by going down into, where are we, spawning down here. And instead of these, what we'll do is the pick spawn point. And with that done, we should find now that we're spawning a reasonable distance away from the player. So to be able to test this out, what I'd like to do actually, I'm going to do a bit of hard coding into here, but simply remove the timer on here so we can spawn everything at once. And I'm going to spawn a few of them in and see if any of them land near the player or they are staying a good distance away. So going back into the main.cpp then, I'm going to spawn maybe 48 of them. And then running the application, we should now noticeably notice that they're not spawning within a certain distance of us. Always up until now, there was at least one, usually quite close. So I'll shoot you to start with. There we go. Press L. And okay, yeah, you can see they're a good distance away. I'm going to quit that and close it down. Run it again. And again, press L. So again, a reasonable distance away, I think. I'm going to close that down again. And go back into the enemy manager.cpp and really up this distance to something that's really too big, maybe 600, something like that. Press F5 to run the application again. Press L. Oh yeah, they're noticeably further away. There's nothing near us. Cool, so that seems to be working. So I'll close that down and maybe put this, actually, it was 250. I'm actually going to set this maybe to 200, actually, which will make them quite close to the player. Go back to the main and set this back to 12. So I'm going to press F5 to run this once more, just to check that we're all okay. So I'll shoot the enemy and press L, and yeah, we look good. I actually hit that twice there, so we've now got 3 lots of spawning going in. Race up here. And yeah, they're not spawning in on top of the player. That's the main thing. And we've got plenty of enemies to be shooting at here, which is also nice. Cool then. So I press Q to close that down and close down the terminal. Should probably go back to the enemy manager here and put this staggered sort of spawning back in, I think, as well. So I'm going to comment that out and comment that out and then uncomment all of this. Okay, so we're back to where we were. And with that done, I think that's a good place to end this particular video. What we're going to do in the next one is turn our attention to actually having the enemies be able to damage the player. So thanks very much for watching this one. Comments, questions, welcomes always on YouTube, and I look forward to seeing you in the next one.